This clip discusses gravity versus magnetism. Nebula theorists indicate that initially everything was apart, and then everything came together because of intense gravity. And then there was this big bang. And during this big bang, everything was hot. And then everything cooled, forming planets. Besides the concerted effort that this represents to explain what exactly happened to develop the universe, I would say that it is comparative to the explanation based on lack of technology that created a situation where we believed that the world was flat. It explains it, but it insults our intelligence at the same time. Similar to telling the stories of Santa coming down the chimney and all of these other fairy tales that are seemingly logical but do not take a scientific approach to understanding, and a logical approach, most importantly, to understanding the phenomenon that governs the universal formation. So consequently, we are developing a system which is based on a flawed premise, which is day after day misleading the population of the planet. It is clearly seen from all evidence that the nebula theory cannot stand, because there are too many holes, black holes, in the system, and this system therefore needs to be replaced by an explanation which takes a more comprehensive and universal view of the development of the universe, of the evolution and development of planets, and of explanations of the phenomenon in the galaxies. Where we are now is at a point where we need to look at gravity and magnetism. Nowhere is this exemplified than in Earth and Mars. Let us look at the differences. Mars is smaller, yes. Earth is larger, consequently. Earth rotates at 1,000 degrees, 1,000 kilometers per hour around the equator, and Mars at 822 kilometers per hour. But yet, Mars has only about 38% of the gravity of Earth. Why? That cannot be explained, and any questions that are asked of the theorists or the scientists that advance this space-time continuum, fabric of etc. story, they would tell you, go to look at this book and go to look at that book and let's discuss it, and everybody should know. We have heard that since we heard that the world was flat, and we are beyond that and much too intelligent to buy that garbage. So we are looking for logical, concise, and sober explanations as to the differences between gravity and magnetism. What is the force that connects two molecules? You can say that's magnetism, meaning one is attracted to the other as a result of the differences in charges. We see that. Call it gravity if you may, that forms these clouds, the gas clouds, that begins the formation of the solar system. Gravity is a force which acts upon a mass, attracting it to a particular source. Magnetism is a force that uses the differences in the electrical charges in a system to create that force. Gravity can only be created where magnetism has come in before. Gravity is magnetism in motion. So consequently, as the planet spins faster, as you would have a dynamo, the electrical charge increases. The ability of the electrical charge to harness more energy or affect more around it means not that your gravity is increasing, but your magnetic force is increasing. Therefore, increasing the weight or the influence, which means that you're increasing the attractive force. So what happens on a planet like Earth? As it spins faster, the electrical energy in its center, that is as a result of the fusion process, becomes more pronounced, and the magnetic force that goes through its south pole, that allows the moon to be attracted to its north pole, allows it to function in a way that it is a giant dynamo. As a result, the faster it spins, the more it will attract forces, the more it will attract items. We are on the planet. Therefore, if we were to weigh, or if gravity was only 38% of its natural force, now a lot of us would be lighter, which we would love. And some of us might be able to even fly. So the effect of gravity and magnetism is in a way symbiotic. So magnetism is the original force of creation of the universe. Gravity is a means by which that force is accelerated, thus generating a force of attraction which gives items mass or weight. This is an important part of understanding that a lot of what I call the fairy tales of the space-time continuum and the fabric that allows planets to jump, etc., and which creates an impact on the other one, which is as a result of this that you would get that. Garbage. The reality is that I wait for any scientist to advance me with a clear and precise universal application of that space-time continuum, which does not run in obscurity to a mountain of theories, but which is simple enough that you can explain to a child. And this is the basis of the understanding of scientific truth, and it has been there from the time of the ancient civilizations, which I wouldn't go into now, but through Greek civilizations and many other civilizations that have graced this planet. The simplicity is the key to the assurance that what you're getting is truth. And when they decide to put magic potions on all of these items, then you know that you're moving further and further away from the truth into a sort of alchemy, which is we going into magic and hocus pocus. No. It is as simple as understanding that gravity is magnetism in motion, and magnetism is the force created by the dipolar attraction of ions or of items, which are made up of groups of forces. So as a result of that, we can look at gravity and magnetism as being different, but as different forms of one, meaning gravity, is a different form of magnetism, which is magnetism in motion.